Jasne?
Ita, para.
Ah, right up. Excellent. This is That One Guy, broadcasting from sunny my kitchen. We're going to cook with that one guy because, well, non sequitur, and I'm bereft for ideas for missions in KSP. So, Melanie, come on over here. We're going to take a look at the ingredients. Here is what we have. We have Magic the Gathering. We have a gas mask. We have diced tomatoes, organic for no good reason. A pound of rice, two packs of andouille sausage, a big ass onion, some peppers, some garlic, scallions, and celery, and a knife. And this stuff. So you're probably wondering, what are we making? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to fry up some jambalaya in this here pot. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, now, the thing is, these things do not agree with me, like, at all, when I'm cutting them. So that is why we have this. Cook with that one guy more often, and, I don't know, you might learn something. Alright, I'm going to chop some stuff up off camera, and then we're going to come back when it's time to ready the garlic, and I'll show you all the chopped shit. It's going to be cool. Alright, let's do this. Okay, now we have our onions chopped in one bowl, 2 bowls. The reason that it's in 2 bowls is because, well, I don't exactly have enough bowls up here because this is a very temporary living condition. So I'm just throwing that in the fridge right now. Next, we're going to move on to the celery, right here. Now we're going to chop this up into about that size, right there. Then we're going to put that in a bowl with the scallions. Alright, we'll get back to you in a second. Alright, so next on the chopping block are the peppers. There are 2 of them, and you're going to need to dice these. But first, we have to take this celery scallion mix and throw it into the fridge until we need it. Alright, so our peppers are chopped up, and you'll see that they're much more spatially convenient than the onions. We've got one more thing we need to chop up, perhaps the biggest pain in the butt, garlic. We've got 2 cloves here. We're going to have to peel them completely first, which is... it takes a while. So, yeah, we'll cut back in when this mess is over. Alright, so, here's what we have. We have the garlic, and it's peeled. So, the trick to garlic is, well, first off, that's a terrible piece. I'll cut out that knot later. The trick to garlic is not getting it so thin that you lose the taste, but to chop it, you want it to be in segments about this big. Now, this is a massive pain in the arse because garlic is very sticky while you cut it. The sap and things. But this will result in the really, really good light garlic taste that you want, so that when people eat, say, that little segment right there, they're not going to go, holy shit, it's garlic! So yeah, I'll bring you back in when I have this. The next step will be to cut up the sausage. So, bring you back in then. We're going. Alright, now it's time to take care of the sausage. The store that I went to, they have Johnsonville. That's what I generally use. Probably gonna need a knife. Boom. Come on. Sausage. And this is how we do. You want slices about this big, so let's watch. as you see, that is a lot of sausage. Alright, cool. The next part that we need, and I probably should have mentioned this in the ingredients, is this stuff. Vegetable oil, because we're going to start actually cooking now. You want just enough to cover the bottom of your pan. It's very reflective at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that too well. But what we're going to do, seriously wish we had a bigger bowl, because now I'm going to have to use multiple bowls. It's got sprayed in the face with water. Best roommate prank ever. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the stove. Grab the sausage. We're going to fry it up. Now you're probably wondering why we're doing this in the big pot. The reason for that, whoa, that's really high. The reason for that is because we want all the fat and the delicious juices to stay in this recipe till the very end. In case you hadn't picked up, this is not exactly the healthiest thing in the world for you. Tastes good though. So, I'm going to let you in on a little trade secret. Well, not really trade secret, but it's something that I do. Let's go to the utilities drawer. Behold, the advanced device that I use to extract meat from a pot. It's a fork. Just point at me when we're going. Okay. Now what we do is we add the veggies. Not the rice, though. I would recommend that you start with the celery and the scallions, because they're the least likely to cause splash up when you dump them in. And believe me, this stuff is hot. I spent the last, I don't know, 5 minutes swearing because I kept getting burned by this grease. And there we go. We pour all that in. Then we need a half a teaspoon that's half a tablespoon. Who do you think I am? Alright, yeah. We need half a teaspoon of salt. Now, what I do is I substitute regular salt with Lowry's, because I feel like it gives it just a little bit more flavor. Now, this is going to be another 10 to 12 minutes here, which means if you want to clean during this time, you can. Now, I'm going to get my spoon and mix this all around so that everything gets nice and tasty. Now, you hear how that sizzling is going down? That's what you want. You'll see how there's not really much vegetable oil or sausage fat on the bottom. That's because it's all mixed in right now, which is exactly what you want. So we're going to check back in on this on our next step. You are going to need a can opener for the next step, because in the next step, we're throwing in the tomatoes. Yep. Alright, now that's looking pretty good, I think. Now we're going to need to add some stuff here. Among them is that pound of rice, but that's going in last. First, we need 3½ cups of water. So that's 1, 2, 3, and a half. Now this is starting to look kind of like soup, and I know that that's not what we're after. Next, we take the tomatoes. Oh yeah, that's getting real nasty. Ah, that looks delicious. Alright, this can looks safe as hell. Next, we're going to take the sausage. sausage up in there. Yeah, get all that fat out of there. It's going to be good. Then, because I don't have my pocket knife on me for once in my life, we're going to tear this bag of rice. Just pour it in. I love rice. It's cheap. It's plentiful. Now, we're going to need some more of this salt. 1 teaspoon to be exact. So, take our teaspoon and dump that in the water. Then we take our spoon and stir it all together. Now, the rice should mostly sink to the bottom. Now, you were wondering what those Magic the Gathering cards had to do with anything. Now, we wait, because this takes about a half hour to cook. We put a lid on it, and come back every so often, say every 2 minutes or so, and we're going to fluff the rice, and that means that we're not going to have any on the bottom. It's going to be a nice, even rice. So, now we go play Magic. That is swearing. Okay, so come to me. Your draw, hon. Shit! I scooped. 3 seconds. Alright, this is the final product. You gotta let it sit for about 10 minutes after you cook it. It's very delicious and orange and spicy. That was my roommate. Anyways, moving on. It should look to be about that consistency. Basically, all of the water and tomato juice gets absorbed into the rice. So we're going to be eating this within the next little bit. This is That1Guy. Thanks for watching.